at a very early age that God was calling me. I would talk about it and to myself. And I think I was 13 years old. I remember mom was in the kitchen cooking and pulling a skillet out the oven. And I walked up to her and said, Mama, God is calling me to preach.
Yeah.
And she said, girl, get out of here. And
Hmm.
she almost dropped the skillet. And I remember walking out onto the front porch and
Hmm.
just looking up at God to the sky and said, Lord, I know I hear you. They don't hear what I'm hearing, but I know that you're calling me. And so it was kind of like, I didn't understand it then that she really understood what I was saying. But I go back to the scripture and I think about when Jesus was doing all these peculiar things, and the word says, Mary pondered them in her heart. She didn't say anything, but that stayed on her mind.
Sure.
And as I continued to go into church, like I said, we were a missionary Baptist church, and we call it praise and worship now, but back then it was shouting. It was
Yeah.
called shouting. You would get happy and you would shout, and people now think, why are you always moving? Why are you
Yeah.
why you can't be still?
Mm.
But that's not what we came up out of. And so but I would always be somewhere, no matter what anybody else was doing service or whenever the spirit would hit me, and so I would just begin to give the Lord praise just openly. And even the old people would just look at me and like, what are you, I mean, you just shouting and you just, what's going on? And I remember them mothers saying, baby, go ahead and do what you got to do. You ain't got to lose it. And I'm like, y'all don't understand. And I started just continuing telling people. I didn't move on it. I confessed it to my mom, and I just kept telling people that I know I got to preach. I know
Yeah.
I got to preach every year. It's like, I know I got to preach. People, friends, school, people around me, and everything.